Ladies and gentlemen, hit subscribe to this channel right now. DNA evidence is everywhere in this case. First of all, God bless the soul of Charlie Kirk. He should never have been taken away from his family, from his children, and from his wife, and from the world. If anyone didn't like his viewpoints, they should have simply tried to defeat his viewpoints with reason and logic, in the manner that I do, in the manner that you do, all the time. Words can be defeated with reason and logic, okay? You cannot take people away from their family or from the world forever because of words, okay? If they commit a heinous crime, then I'm for capital punishment. Interestingly enough, the same people rejoicing this death are against capital punishment. So go, the hypocrisy is unbelievable. But anyway, DNA evidence is everywhere. You will hear who Tyler Robinson is in a second. But hit subscribe. The DNA evidence is on the rifle scope as he put his eye and looked through the scope. The DNA evidence is on the rifle. It's on the towel that he covered the rifle with. But it's also, there's air and dust. The invisible witness, Aaron Dust, has DNA evidence of human occupancy in indoor premises. He had a roommate. That roommate could be innocent, completely innocent. That roommate could be part of the assassination. I don't know. I have no clue. But Robinson's roommate showed investigators messages on alleged shooting details. The roommate's DNA is almost certainly on the towel that was used. So there's a towel that was used to help hide the rifle. Okay, so the contents of these messages on Discord included messages affiliated with the contact Tyler, stating a need to retrieve a rifle from a drop point, leaving the rifle in a bush, messages related to visually watching the area where it was left, and a message referring to having left it wrapped in a towel. The message, okay, so the towel itself has a great deal of DNA, possibly from the roommate as well, possibly from other people. The message is also referred to engraving bullets. Well, there's immense amount of DNA evidence there, and a mention of a scope. The scope being unique. Messages from the contact Tyler also mentioned the changed outfits. So just by virtue of having a roommate, the roommate's DNA is almost certainly on all of these items, from the towel to the scope to the firearm to maybe the clothing. Now, on Discord, there's a whole bunch of people listening and looking at messages. Where did he get the phrases to put on the shell casings? These are directly linked to left-leaning ideology. And I can't stand why people... I can't stand how people say, oh, well, the motive. We don't know the motive. This suspect allegedly took the life of Charlie Kirk from like 150 yards out. You think maybe the motive was to silence Charlie Kirk? Because the media cannot look in the mirror and say, okay, they essentially caused this moment in American history. Okay, this was a copycat also of what happened to President Trump, which media tried to erase from history also. There was zero investigative journalism. Most liberals have no clue the name of the person who tried to take President Trump's life. And so you have also new evidence, a forearm print on the way to catching Charlie Kirk shooter Tyler Robinson. A rare forensic crime tip was left behind. You have the towel, the scope, the firearm, the clothing, but then you also have a forearm print. I mean, there's endless. It's endless. If he was eating anything prior and he put it in his car, I mean, it's endless. Police, law enforcement routinely have a suspect. They give a suspect a cigarette. They get the DNA from that. A donut, they get the DNA from that. They'll follow somebody, put a DNA, and then he's eating something, puts it in the trash. So a forearm print, a forensic clue with which people are not familiar. So not only do you have a forearm print, so DNA from the firearm, the towel it was wrapped in, and then you the air and dust of the indoor premises that he lived with a roommate, which possibly could implicate the roommate, although I have no evidence right now to state that the roommate did anything. The roommate is innocent as of this second. But if the roommate was a part of anything, because the roommate gave the Discord messages to the to law enforcement, so that it immediately shows that the roommate wasn't part of anything, but you never know. At this moment, you just kind of never know. Robinson roommate showed investigators messages on alleged shooting details. The DNA of the roommate is almost certainly on everything that is associated with Tyler Robinson. Check it out. Hit subscribe to the channel right now.
I just want to find out more, give everybody an idea of who Tyler Robinson is. I don't want to make him famous, but I think it's important we find out, we let you know who he is and what led to this moment. I mean, first off, we find out that he's 22 years old.
This man has made Charlie Kirk a hero forever. This man has amplified Charlie Kirk's message in a manner that he never thought possible. The way the left works is they can't debate and talk. It's impossible. It's not part of their value system. I was on the left my entire life up until 8 years ago. I understand. Their idea of debate is ad hominem and trying to embarrass and demean and disparage. When you have somebody like Charlie Kirk who just enjoyed speaking and using logic and reason and dialogue and discourse, and actually pointing out the flaws within the arguments, allowing liberals and progressives and left-leaning people to actually give their arguments, which of course then does them in. The left-leaning argument on a lot of topics is so irrational and illogical that speaking them out and thinking them through, obviously Charlie Kirk's going to win that debate on most topics. Okay? Nobody's right about anything, but he was a very intelligent man. So when you took his voice away, you amplified his voice forever. You took the human. The Democrats don't understand. You take the human away, but you amplify the voice forever. But let's continue.
And we see video online before they were able to take it down of this guy's grades. His ACT, SATs, literally perfect. His grades in 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, off the charts, great. He reads on camera a letter that says you basically have a $32,000 scholarship to go to a school. So you think this guy's heading towards a scholarly life. They said he was quiet. But he had friends in high school. Well, something went wrong. Can you imagine the smartest guy you know only lasting a semester in school and then ends up at a technical school? And there's nothing wrong with the technical school. But when you have a person who's a brainiac, who's diving into the books, gets a perfect score on reading, you don't think he's going to be an electrician, and ends up moving 10 minutes from his house. 10 minutes from his house, an apartment. He lived with a roommate, and we got to look into the roommate. That he almost never left. In fact, the neighbors said he only came in and out, would never say hello. So what else can you tell him? No criminal record. No one saw anything about him. But we did hear about some unbalanced talk about his political leanings. The family and friends said he became more and more political.
So intelligence does not equal wisdom, especially for, all people of all ages, but also young people. Wisdom is more important than intelligence. Wisdom is infinitely more important than intelligence. You can find the most intelligent people in academia, at Harvard, at Yale, at Stanford, and they could be on the wrong side of history routinely. Okay? Because there's something called not only indoctrination, but human beings want to be part of a group. They want to feel moral. The Democratic Party, liberal ideology, progressives, what they've done is create a world where feelings and emotions have surpassed logic and reason. And that's why they make absurd leaps of logic with Trump, and that's why they celebrate these terrible, evil acts. Hit subscribe to this channel right now. DNA is everywhere. Bizarre statement. Hit subscribe. Thank you.